Okay, so out of the kindness of my heart, because I'm a good friend, a good person, yeah, I could do some streams. We could maybe do some streams. Like when I'm playing, I could just stream it. And I even turn sound on. And yeah, I'll go even one step further and I'll just give a basic overview of like, if you're coming from another fighting game and you want to learn this game, what are like just the simple things to understand. Okay, so just, you know what, thank me later, whatever. What a good guy I am. So the big difference between this game and like Street Fighter is that health goes up, damage goes up. The whole point is that you hit damage on them. Here, I'll turn off damage reset here, hold on. So like as I'm hitting him, if you look in the upper, look, see, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see my cursor actually. I don't know that you can't see my cursor, but if you look in the upper right, you see that guy's face, the number goes up. And the idea is that the more you hit him, higher the number he gets, and the further he goes when you hit him. See, it's like 109 now, he's going really far. And you have certain moves that then you'll try to kill him with. And when he gets high enough, like probably now, now he's dead. And the idea is to bring them out. You can hit them up, you can hit them onto the side, you can hit them down. And again, they get easier to kill when that number gets higher, the more damage they take. Every match is 3 stocks, so 3 lives. Kill them 3 times, and then you win. That's how the basic idea of the game. It's a movement-based game, obviously. You know, movement is the biggest thing, and that's just something you just learn, you know, the more that you play it, how to do all this stuff. It's not actually that hard. It's very intuitive to learn. Like, it doesn't... But, that's the number one thing in the game is movement. Even characters and all that stuff, it matters, but much less than normal. It's all about movement. There is no block. That's one thing to understand. Because you position yourself. Like you can see, I don't automatically like turn and face him when I move past him, like in Street Fighter. I have to turn, now I'm facing him. So there's no block. Instead, there's dodge, which is what this is. These are invincibility frames. It recovers pretty fast, like I'm mashing it here. And this is like basically like this is a huge part of the game. Knowing when to dodge, you can dodge in any direction, which matters. And that's a whole other thing I could get into, like that's more advanced stuff, but like reading people's dodge is a big part of the game. Because combos are not a huge part of the game. Like most weapons, okay, well maybe I should explain that too. Yeah, before I get into any of that, like when you're picking a character, if we just go like from the beginning, okay, you picking up the game, coming from Street Fighter, what do you want to learn? The first thing, which I just explained, was like the damage and stuff, how you kill people. That's the basic idea. So now, like, you want to pick a character. Okay, so this is the character screen. Characters matter, but the way the game works is you have 2 attack buttons. You have a light attack button, you have a heavy attack button. It's like Smash like that. The light attack button in this game is going to be determined, and there's command normals too, obviously, like forward light, down light, neutral light, etc. But that button is like maybe 70% or more of what you're going to use in a match, and that's determined by your weapon. And the way this game works in terms of characters is it's a weapon fighter. So every character uses 2 specific weapons, and if you look in the lower left, you can see where it says Finn. If you look to the right, it says you see an axe and a sword. That means this guy uses axe and sword. If I go up here, this guy uses hammer and spear. If I go here, this guy uses lance and blasters. And what that means is you pick this up in the match, you pick up a weapon spawn, and depending on what weapon your character uses, you're going to get one of those 2 weapons, and it cycles. So first you'll get, if you're this guy, I hate these 2 weapons, but if you pick up lance first, then the next time you pick up a weapon, you'll pick up blasters. And every character is different. There's no repeats in terms of like, no 2 characters use the same 2 weapons. And there's like maybe 15 or 20 weapons in the game, all different stuff. Like this guy's hammer and boots. This guy who I played for a while is axe and greatsword. It's all different. And when you're picking a character, probably the biggest thing is what weapons you like. That's like the biggest, probably determining factor in what kind of character you should play. And there's certain weapons, you know, there's some weapons I really don't like. There's some like that I just don't want to play. And then there's some that I really do like. So those, you know, it's how it goes. Tier lists aren't as important with characters in this game. They matter, but it's like not as big of a deal. Weapon tier lists maybe matter a little bit more. Some weapons are like maybe more meta. But anyway, so if I pick this guy, okay, again, he's sword and axe. So then we go into the match. When you hit your... Here, let me set the bot. So when you hit your light attack button, you do your sword attack, because I'm using a sword, right? And this is like side light, it's called. This is down light. This is neutral light. And then the same thing in the air. There's side air, down air, neutral air. When you hit your heavy attack button, you do a signature attack. And these are character specific, not weapon specific. There's down sig, side sig, and neutral sig. And that, like I said, that changes with the weapon and the character. So then when I switch weapons to my axe, they're different sigs. Right. And then the light buttons are different too. So like when you're looking at a character, my advice would be like, you know, if you try the game out and you're testing it out, there's a bunch of free characters, like there's a weekly rotation of free characters that you play as, and just try them out and find weapons that you like. Weapons like the most important thing, I think, like to find the weapon that you like, because they're just very different. If I switch to somebody else I've been playing, this one, you know, bow is completely different from any of that. It's like more long range. You can hit from out here. You have better aerial attacks. You can hit down. Good anti-airs. It's a completely different way to play the game than that shit. You know. So like that's a big thing with characters. Just find like the weapons that you like. What else is there to say? Movement's a whole thing. I mean, look, there's a ton of guides online. There's like a ton of shit that you can watch. I can show you guides. There's a good channel that's got a lot of good information that explains it better than I can explain it. And there's a lot of stuff. There's stuff I'm even learning, like how to switch sides really quickly, like, you know, like how to look in a different direction. I do advise controller for this. Well, I mean, you could use keyboard. I think keyboard is probably the best, actually. But it's just a little weird because you need both an up and a down and a jump. Like when I'm jumping, I'm not jumping by hitting up. I'm jumping by hitting the jump button. But I can show you real quick what the controls look like. That's what controls look like. You know, and there are some settings that if you end up playing the game, there are some settings that I would go over with you because you do want to change a few things to get it optimized. And actually, I've gone like to the next level with this. I even learned how to... It's surprising to me that in playing MK and in playing Apex, this never came up, ever. But there's actually a way to overclock your controller and to get like less input lag. And I did that for this game, and it's actually really good to do. But I use D-pad. You can use joystick, but I did that for the first week, and then I heard someone say that D-pad is actually better, but most people play joystick because they're used to it. And right away I was like, oh, I'll switch to D-pad, obviously. So D-pad is really good. The only change you would make from the default controls is that you want to use the bumpers and not the triggers. So like R1 is dash and dodge, and L1 is throw item. And there are a couple controller settings. I mean, like, you don't want this checked, and you don't want this checked. That's important on the settings. I'm using a PS4 controller, by the way, because of the D-pad position. I'm not using the Razer controller. But anyway, I mean, That's like the basic stuff. And yeah, I can stream when I play then. I could like stream some matches. I don't know why the sound being on matters. I don't get that. That's the odd thing to me. I play with no sound, dude. You know that. That's a rule. But I mean, you know what? I mean, it's such a good friend. Maybe I could do that. I could put the sound on for a little bit. The sound is actually really good in this game. Like, if you listen to the hammer sounds, like... It's like, sounds very, I like the... Very thuddy. And hammer's a good weapon. Hammer is what I was maining for a while, actually. Before I started playing Finn. But, oh, yeah, one thing I could go over, like, a little bit is... Combos don't work the way they do in other games. Most weapons have, like, usually there will be one move that leads into a true combo. And it's called true combos. So, like, let me get this guy. So, like, in this case, the true combo here is this into that. And if I set the opponent to dodge, so he's going to dodge now. He can't dodge that. That's a true combo. But let's say I do this. He dodges. Okay. And that's not a true combo. But this is where, like, the game... There becomes a lot of, like, the depth of the game. You can see, because the way this works... So let's say I set him... Let's put him over here. So I'm going to set him to dodge now. But this is where, like, you start seeing, like, the layers to this game. And this is part of what makes the game really cool. He's going to dodge, but I'm going to read his dodge, right? So he's going to dodge, like, there. See if I'm not too far for this. Yeah, I need him to be back further for this full thing to work. Hold on. What am I not doing? Training mode is not, like, the most intuitive thing. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to read his dodge, which means, like, I'm going to guess that he's going to neutral dodge. I hit him. Why does it keep putting him that far? All right, let's put him way further back. Hold on. There's a lot of ways to do this, but I just want to do the full, like, good combo. So I hit him like this. Now he has no dodge, and I fucking destroy him. And this is part of, like, the mind games in this game. If I know he's going to neutral dodge, I walk forward, I read it. Now I kill him. Because he can't dodge. He used his dodge, right? And dodge in the air, if you don't get it again for, like, 2 seconds, I think. And on the ground, you get it again, like, faster. I forget how fast it is. So, like, once you've used your dodge, if I guess you're going to do that particular dodge, get fucked. And now you can dodge in different directions. So, like, if I put the bot to dodge in, now he's dodging like that. So maybe the same read I was going to do wouldn't work. Now, with this weapon, you kind of can do that a little bit. But so that's, you see how, like, bigger combos actually open up. Because once you get their dodge, now you can do strings. The question then becomes if they can jump out. Because there's some things, if it's a long enough gap, they can jump out of a combo. Even if they have no dodge. But, like, what I just did, none of that is jumpable. This is all, like, an actual combo if you get their dodge. And it's devastating. Like, if you catch a dodge read, it can be like that. You just lose a life for that. Depending on where you're at. And it's really fun to actually get those combos with this game. And again, you can dodge in any direction. That's your defensive mechanic in this game. That's the whole defensive mechanic. Because you can't block. There's no blocking. Anyway. Yeah, I don't want to make this too long. But there's a lot of stuff. Like, look, if you start playing the game, there's a lot of things where, like, if you're like, hey, you know, I'm playing and I don't know how, like, when I want to turn around and get on the other side and quickly do a neutral light, how do I do that? Because every time I try it, I get a side light because I switch directions. Okay, I can tell you how to do that. You know, like, I learned a lot of little things like that I can help with when you find problems. But I can also point you to good guides and, like, good channels that have, like, good shit. And I can stream, and I can stream the games too. But yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it's really, really good game. I would have been playing this many years ago if I knew about it. many years ago. But I know about it now, and that's good enough, and I'm going to play it now. I've got like, I mean, I have almost like 300 hours in this game already. It's like 260 something already, and I started playing a few weeks ago. It's out of control. Also, I mean, you know, the first week or two, I was kind of like out of commission. I wasn't doing anything else, so that's because it was after the whole thing happened, so that's partially why. But still, I've been playing as like, it's that kind of game. And it's really cool to have a fighting game that's actually this fun to play again. You know, it doesn't look, I mean, like the graphics, you know, look, I mean, it is what it is. Could it look a little better graphically? Maybe. Whatever. Who cares? That's why I like it. There's no frills here. It's just a good game, you know? And in terms of the characters and shit, my advice, like, let's see what the free characters are. So, like, if you look here, like, these are the free characters. The ones with the exclamation point. These are the ones I've got that I bought so far. The ones with the exclamation point are the free rotation this week. However many that is. And it's a decent amount. You can try these out and just see what weapons you like and, like, what fits. And the way I would advise it, I mean, you get so much gold. Like, if you look, every character is something like maybe the max amount. They range, but like the most expensive one, I think, is, if we go and check this out here, 5,400 is the highest gold price. And I saw it, I have currently 40k gold. But like, I saw an achievement the other day. I'd gotten over like 100,000 gold since I started playing, just by playing the game. So, I mean, you can buy any characters you want just from playing the game. You don't actually need to put money into the game. Now, if there's a specific character that you want when you start playing it, and you don't want to wait for the gold, I mean, that's what I did when I started. I bought like a little bit of these coins, bought one character, and everything else from that I just got with the gold, you know. And some are really cheap. A good one to start with, actually, is, what's his name? Hold on. I already have him, so it's not going to show up. But this guy was only 900 gold, and he's like a good all-around. He's like the Ryu of the game. Actually, that's who I was playing ranked with, like, the most as I was climbing. Now I'm playing somebody else, but anyway, yep. All right, that's it. But yeah, I might stream. Yeah, maybe I'll like stream the games when I'm playing them now. And yeah, that's all.